Reports like that may dampen the enthusiasm as amusement parks, local carnivals, and county fairs kick into high gear for the summer. 23 News reporter Alyssa Reamer learns more about the measures the Stephenson County Fair Association takes to keep fairgoers and staff safe.
Having my kids on those rides, they better be really good.
A recent carnival tragedy in Antioch raises fear among parents about the safety of certain rides. Kate Boyer with the Stephenson County Fair Association reassures families that that's unlikely to happen at their event.
We have been in a contractual relationship with CDAC, which is a mobile amusement company, for the last 3 years. The manager is actually a level 2 NARSO inspector, which is the National Association of Amusement Ride Safety Officials, and they do daily inspections.
The Illinois Department of Labor is responsible for regulation and inspection. Most carnival rides are also monitored by the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
We search out for the ride companies that have good reputations, that they have a good track record, that they are certified, that they are inspected with the state.
First responders will scatter the Stephenson County Fairgrounds.
We also are staffing an ambulance during the fair, during the daytime hours, and then at the nighttime hours, then the Freeport Rural, our volunteer departments.
Along with having an ambulance on standby and an air-conditioned tent, Freeport firefighters will inspect the rides to make sure there are no cracks in the metal and permits are up to date.
If we had any concerns as a fire department, we're not going to put somebody on a ride that we can see something's wrong with.
Working for you in Freeport, Alyssa Reamer, 23 News.
Boyer says passengers can also double check for safety by making sure that your lap bar is all the way down, your seat belts are tightened, and you fit the height requirement.